We are pretty enthusiastic about health care and women and families, and not excluding, but including.
Beg God with all the verses that He gives us in the Bible to not even let it open, to make something happen, to whatever He could do to stop this from happening so it wouldn't come to our city.
Last week, we shared with you reaction from Pittsburgh of people's view on Planned Parenthood opening a health center in the city in support and against.
Today, we are visiting the clinic where reproductive health care, that includes abortion, is being provided. Sean logging on what they're seeing nearly 2 months in.
Access location for patients who are traveling hundreds of miles.
It's been a period of adjustments and a busy first 2 months at this Planned Parenthood Health Center in Pittsburgh.
From the moment that I heard Planned Parenthood was opening in Pittsburgh, my interest was immediately piqued.
Manager Logan Rink is a Pittsburgh native. She says this clinic is meeting a need, including to the underserved.
Providing health care in a rural setting in any form is kind of a big deal to our communities. But providing reproductive health care in general is not something that's really offered locally.
After the 2022 vote in Kansas on abortion, Planned Parenthood Great Plains started exploring a health center in southeast Kansas to address abortion access. In this 4-state area, Kansas is alone where abortion access is protected.
We are in the middle of an abortion access crisis. Kansas is a provider of abortion care in a region that does not have enough providers.
Since opening August 19th, the health center has seen more than 300 patients, 70% from Kansas, Arkansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma. But many patients also come from Texas. Planned Parenthood Great Plains President and CEO Emily Wales says it's also addressing the demand at its other centers in the KC Metro and Wichita while serving patients locally.
We are at this point the Planned Parenthood in the country with the highest percentage of out-of-state patients.
There has been pushback to the clinic from abortion rights opponents, both people living locally and from groups. However, staff at the health center say more of what they've seen has been support from the community.
Every single person has a different story, a different background, and everyone has a reason why they're here. And just know that you can trust your fellow community members, your fellow Midwesterners to make decisions about their own body.
In Pittsburgh, Sean Logging, 12 News.